1789, French Revolution. This was the time when a lot of people were joining French Revolution to fight against the tyranny of the king. They were against autocracy and were trying to defend the democracy. One man from England tried to participate in French Revolution. He left his home, went to France and gave his best in the French Revolution by writing pamphlets. There, he fell in love with a girl called Enid Vallon and had a daughter, Caroline. Do you know that after some years of the failures of French Revolution, this man came back? Yes, my friends, we are talking about William Wordsworth, the father of Romantic Age. When you study Romanticism, you know that the timing of Romantic Age is 1798 to 1837. But what are the salient features behind the Romantic Age? Romantic Age was inspired by the German Sturm und Drang philosophy and the French Revolution. Our very hero, William Wordsworth, the father of Romanticism, participated in French Revolution, and there, when he returned, he came with enthusiasm, joy and a fervor to write revolutionary poetry connected to nature. In this video, we are going to talk about William Wordsworth, his writing style, his best friend S.T. Coleridge, and the disagreement, the famous disagreement. Why Wordsworth and Coleridge separated, why Wordsworth and Coleridge could not hold together. So let's start the first AI video with your Vineet sir. Poetry is the breath and finer spirit of all knowledge. Yes, believing in this thing, Wordsworth and a like-minded man, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, they came together. When these writers they came together, they were the people who were filled with the understanding that neoclassical literature is artificial literature. And here, having the same idea in the brain, the friendship started. William Wordsworth, who saw nature as the teacher, as the mother figure, as the father figure, while Coleridge believed in this thing that nature has more to offer. Nature has its own world, nature has its own universe, and it has a lot of mysteries that still needs to be explored. So the friendship started, William Wordsworth and S.T. Coleridge. And in this friendship, there is another important thing that you should not forget, a female lead. Yes, there is no story complete without a female, and here we have Dorothy Wordsworth. So three of them, they formed a group, they would travel together, they would go for the Highland walks and they would write poetries. But then what went wrong? So let's talk about Wordsworth's idea of poetry. In this friendship, the most important chapter is Walks with Dorothy. Dorothy Wordsworth was very much interested in literature, nature, and being a female was very much sensitive towards things. When she met Coleridge, she loved the presence, his mind, and his deep thoughts. So, how the idea got developed? How Wordsworth and Coleridge had their own opinions, and was there someone who was bringing a mixing, a balance between these two? Yes, the beautiful chapter is Walks with Dorothy. Dorothy Wordsworth, being a woman in Romanticism, she was sensitive, caring, and had a different approach. She met Coleridge, praised his intellect, praised his personality, presence of mind, but then when she met Coleridge after 3 years, Coleridge by that time started taking drugs, opium, and she said he looked twice of his age. There was an amazing bond between Dorothy Wordsworth and Coleridge. Coleridge has written a beautiful line in the poetry, Dejection and Ode. He says, "O lady, we receive but what we give." Dorothy Wordsworth's role between the friendship of Wordsworth and Coleridge is undeniable. It's very important. So, where Wordsworth had a different approach. Wordsworth believed in this thing, poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful emotions recollected in tranquility. So poetry is something that your heart is filled with emotions, and when your heart is filled with emotions, whatever you express, whatever you say is the poetry. It is emotional, and if it can be collected in tranquility. For example, when you talk about daffodils, Wordsworth wrote a beautiful poetry, I wandered like a lonely cloud. There he talks about this, that when oft in my couch I lie, in pensive mood or vacant mood, they flash upon my inward eye. Then my heart with pleasure fills, and my heart dances with daffodils. Wordsworth calls it the bliss of solitude. Means any emotional approach, anything, it is, if it is a strong emotion, it will be evident in your memories. If you remember Solitary Reaper, Wordsworth talks about Solitary Reaper's song. He says the song was unintelligible. Gana samajh nahi aaya, but the music, he bore the music in his heart. That is an example of recollected tranquility. Wordsworth believed in this, that poetry's language is simple, It is the language where a man is talking to a man. Poet is not a gifted poet. Poet is an ordinary person, and the language of poetry is simple. It should be lucid. Wordsworth believed in this concept that there should be no artificiality and there should be no difference between the ordinary language and the poetic language. This is the reason Coleridge had some disagreement. While Coleridge believed in this, that friendship is a sheltering tree. Coleridge lived a life where he was bipolar by birth, was suffering from severe back pain, and the physicians, the doctors suggested him to take the opium. The effect of opium, the regular use of the drug, it had the worst impact on his body. As I told you, Dorothy Wordsworth said he looked twice of his age. Coleridge's imaginations, the influence of drug, intoxicated state, it would give him hallucinations. And this is the reason that in Coleridge's poetry, the imagination is par excellence. Coleridge believed in this, that poetry has its own world, its own universe, and poetry's language should not be that simple. Where Wordsworth believed in this, that poetry's language should be simple, Coleridge believed in this, that poetry's language should have some standard, and here the tussle started. Once friends together, walking, taking walks, studying in the mountains, writing poetries, now had different points to be disagreed. Yes, where Wordsworth came with the defense of lyrical ballads in 1802, wrote preface to lyrical ballads, Coleridge took his time and came with Biographia Literaria in 1817. Coleridge's idea of imagination and Wordsworth's idea of imagination are two different things. Where Coleridge wants the idea to be dissected and to dive deep to find out the mystic thing, Wordsworth wants it to be simple, analyzed, and philosophical. This disagreement has been beautifully recorded by Dorothy Wordsworth in many of her journals. Let's see. She gave me eyes, she gave me ears, and humble cares, and delicate fears, wrote William Wordsworth in Sparrow's Nest. While Dorothy recorded this statement, what was the Coleridge take? Coleridge has also mentioned this thing that they were friends, they should have been friends, but things went wrong. As you all know that Coleridge somewhere suffering from the issues of bipolar disorder and the pain, his result of being intoxicated most of the time, this took his imagination to the next level. Readers should understand this thing. The audience who are watching this video should understand this point, that S.T. Coleridge's independent imagination and uncontrolled imagination beyond the limited world was actually because of his intoxicated in state. Having drugs, having opium on a regular basis, as you can see it on the screen, he is writing a book that's Kubla Khan, but he was drugged. He was reading Samuel Purchas's Pilgrimage, and he was under the influence of opium. He slept, saw a dream. The dream was about a new world of Kubla Khan. When he woke up and tried to resume his writing, he tried to write it, he got disturbed by a man from Porlock and he could never complete that poetry. In Christabel, you can see Gothic imagination. How he imagines the forest, the wailing moon, how he imagines the owls, how he imagines various types of supernatural elements all around. This is the beauty of Coleridge, that he finds mysticism everywhere. Alas, Coleridge lived a very small span of life. By Stupid Brooke, it's a famous line. Stupid Brooke said, all that he has written can be bound within 20 pages, but the cover will be of pure gold. And Wordsworth, the father of Romanticism, he says, in the table's turn, one impulse from a vernal word may teach you more of man, of moral evil and of good than all the sages can. Hello guys, so how was this AI presentation for you? Yes, we are moving towards modernization and AI has become the part of our life, the artificial intelligence. Though my personal opinion is that I want my AI to do my laundry and shoes so that I can do the creativity. But unfortunately, we are cleaning our utensils, we are doing the laundry and AI is doing the creativity. But anyway, as we are going with the flow, this was the AI used for the first time in my video. Please subscribe the channel to support us and all the students who are watching it, preparing for any competitive exam with English literature. Join the batches because we are going to give you the best. We are going to enlighten you in your journey of success. I, Vineet Pandey, personally want to thank you. Thank you for watching this. Please share this video with everyone. Thank you so much.